Hello everyone. Today I will take you along 3 stops for this hazard field trip. The first stop on our trip is the Appalachian Mountains. Since they cover a huge portion of the East Coast, we will be focusing on Mount Mitchell, the highest peak of the mountains, which reach a whopping 6,684 feet. The atmospheric hazard that is most common here is a blizzard or a snowstorm. The reason for that is because the higher you go, the colder it gets. Another reason is the fact that as air blows toward the mountains, it's unable to penetrate the barrier, thus it is lifted up and over. The air that was forced to rise is then cooled, condensed, and clouds are produced, and if the air is moist enough, precipitation in the form of snow or rain is the main result. Snowstorms can have dangerous outcomes such as icy patches on the road, hypothermia, frostbite, avalanches, and power outages. In order to remain safe from such blizzards, it is best to seek shelter during the storm. Keeping safety supplies nearby is also highly recommended. Moreover, drills and providing education on blizzards are a few of the many possible ways to remain safe in such extreme conditions. The hazard for the second stop on our field trip is landslides, and we will be going to the San Francisco Bay Area, where 75,000 landslides have occurred. Landslides can include a wide variety of ground movements, such as rock falls, failure of slopes, and shallow debris flows. One of the primary reasons for a landslide is gravity, although there are other contributing factors such as earthquakes, weakened slopes due to heavy rain or snow melt, or steepened slopes created by erosions through rivers, ocean waves, etc. The Pacific coastal ranges are particularly prone to landslides since this area has seen frequently large winter storms. In highly developed areas such as the San Francisco Bay, the impacts from landslides have been quite severe, causing many fatalities and significant property damage such as the winter storms in January 1982. Since there is no way to prevent landslides on our own, unless we stop the earth from moving, we must exhaust great caution in order to endure a landslide, especially if you live in a highly susceptible area. One way to do so would be to avoid building houses and offices over or under steep slopes. Furthermore, becoming familiar with the land around you, staying alert during seasons of high precipitation, practicing drills, and evacuation plans are all ways to stay safe and alive. The third but not the final stop is the San Joaquin Valley. The hazard that plagues this area is drought. Here, where agriculture plays a huge role in the economy, farmers are beginning to worry due to this being the third consecutive year without irrigation water. Most of the Central Valley suffers from a water shortage, and because of the lack of irrigation water, farmers must now use groundwater, which in turn have left wells running dry. The depletion of groundwater has both increased the energy costs for additional pumping as well as the cost for the rehabilitation and replacement of domestic and agricultural wells. The excessive use of water from wells, which are mainly used for drinking water, will take several years to recover from, despite several wet seasons in the past few years. Now, we head over to Santa Barbara, where the situation is the same. The main issue here is Santa Barbara's reservoir. Since it sits in the rain shadow, it has not been able to completely fill up and now sits at a 46.5% water level, less than half empty. Although the governor has ended the drought state of emergency throughout California, areas located in Central and Southern California still need help. In order to preserve life and prevent the same issue from occurring once again, educating people on how to conserve water and limit water usage is a priority and a long-term solution. I want to thank you for joining me on this hazard tour where we discuss blizzards in the Appalachian Mountains, landslides in the San Francisco Bay Area, and droughts in both the San Joaquin Valley and the Santa Barbara areas. Goodbye.